Shanalee, and for today's video I'll be working on day 3 of my December daily. For today's layout, I'm actually working with 2 different separate stories. The first story will be on the left, and the second story will be in this little booklet. It is the same as Ali showed in her foundation page video. And what I did is I just took a full 8x10 piece of cardstock and I scored it 1, 2, and then the last one I just used washi tape to attach to make a book. So I'll be working on my book, and I will be working on this half of my day 3. And sometimes I have an extra story that I just don't know where to put it, but I don't mind having 2 separate stories on Monday. This will be contained into this folder, and I can find something to put on the other side of this page. So let's set this album aside and we can get started. For this half, I have a very basic spread. This is another layout where I only have 1 photo available. I saw around the December Daily Facebook groups people sharing their socks in this fun star pattern, as well as Susan Hiles in the Facebook group December Daily Anything Goes. And I thought, I'm going to do that. We've got tons of festive socks around. And I pull out the Ellie Studio multicolored stickers, and I looked high and low for all dark green letters, and I wanted to spell socks, but I didn't have another dark green S. So if anyone out there has the letter S, I'd love to trade you. It would make a little more sense than just saying sock. And then I picked another text sticker. It says warm and cozy. And I love dots. You can pretty much use them anywhere, and I thought the red color really brought out the reds in the socks and reds in the 4x6. And the 4x6 filler card says quiet and cozy, and I thought that was very fitting as well. And then I pull out one of these little labels from Ellie Studio, and I do a little journaling inside. And I'm calling this layout done. The pocket I'm using is one from Ali Edwards, left over from last year, and I put a number 3 on top with the felt numbers. What I did was I put the star chipboard over top of the conversation, and I traced around it to make sure it was the same size. And then I go ahead and stick it into my book. It was funny because when I saw Ali Edwards do her foundation pages and her layout with this tag book, and it was a text conversation that she had with one of her family members, and I had previously had this conversation with my mom early in December, and as soon as I saw it I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So it all started on Facebook when my younger cousin updated her Facebook status, and she said, just hear those sleigh bells jingling. And I thought at first, hey, I thought it was just hear those sleigh bells ringling. But I just kind of thought it in the back of my head. I didn't say anything. But then I noticed my mom commented, and she said, jing, jing, jingling, jing. And I thought, well, that's definitely wrong. And I thought, well, that would be hilarious. Like, just hear those sleigh bells jingling, jing, jing, jingling, jing. So apparently that's how they thought the lyrics went. So I texted a reply to both of them, and I said, I thought it was ring ting tingling too, or ting ting tingling. And anyway, my mom was like, I thought it was the other way. And anyway, we got into, we were laughing a lot. Anyway, she texted me, and then she wrote, I'm here sitting in my living room laughing myself to tears about the jing jing. And anyway, our conversation went from there, and I just thought it would be really fun to include in my album. Lastly, I pulled out my little assortment of sample ribbons from Felicity Jane, and I picked a black gingham and a black felt. I thought it would be fun to alternate the two colors. I first tie it around. It's not on the video, but I quickly add glue afterwards because it was kind of loosening even with a staple. But yeah, I just do kind of a slip knot for two of them, and then the felt ones I go straight up and I staple with a staple, and I call it good. And when I'm finished stapling, I go ahead and I trim each one, kind of alternating, just so it's not sticking out too far on my album. And I like the shorter length, and I go ahead and slip it back into my album. I'm very pleased that it's laying flat. I slip it back into the pocket, and that's it for my day 3. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time when I work on day 4.